Karen called animal control on my snakes, but they're legal and never left my yard. Some people grow roses, I raise reptiles. Either way, you protect what you care about until someone like Karen tries to rip it away. My name is Trey Johnson. I'm a 29-year-old wildlife educator, certified herpetologist, and yeah, I keep snakes legally, ethically, with a license from the state and enclosures built to spec. My house in Cedar Pines has a converted garage where I house 8 snakes, boa constrictors, ball pythons, a green tree python, and one very lazy hognose named Pretzel. For 3 years, it was peaceful. I gave school presentations, worked with rescue centers, even hosted free Q&As for neighborhood kids. Parents loved it. Kids loved it. Everyone, except Karen. She moved in 2 houses down last spring, designer shoes, sun hat, and a clipboard that never left her side. Within 2 weeks, she was knocking on doors, gathering concerns about fence heights and porch paint. But it didn't take long before she set her eyes on me. "You keep snakes?" she asked flatly one morning as I was unloading frozen mice from my car. "Yes, ma'am, I'm a state-licensed educator." She wrinkled her nose like I'd said I raised tarantulas in the sink. "That's disgusting. What if they escape? What if they bite someone's dog? They're non-venomous, enclosed, and inspected annually," I replied. "I've never had an issue." Karen didn't respond. She just wrote something on her clipboard and walked away. I knew trouble was coming, and I was right. 2 weeks later, while I was feeding Pretzel Animal Control, knocked on my door. "Hi, Mr. Johnson. We received an anonymous report about unregistered exotic reptiles roaming near Maple Street." My heart thumped. Maple Street. That's Karen's yard. The officer looked down at his form. "Claim says a large snake was seen slithering into her garden." I pulled up my camera footage. I had security cameras covering every side of my property. No snake left this house. We reviewed the footage. Not a single enclosure had been breached. All snakes accounted for zero evidence of anything leaving my yard, much less slithering toward her hydrangeas. "May I see the snakes?" the officer asked. Of course, he inspected each enclosure. Temperature, humidity, feeding logs, permits, ID tags. He was impressed. "You're more organized than most facilities we inspect." "That's because I take this seriously," I said, "and I know exactly who called you." Later that evening, I walked outside and caught Karen standing at her fence phone in hand. "You can't keep wild animals here," she barked. "They're legal, licensed, controlled," I replied. "You made a false report. I felt unsafe," she shouted, "and feelings matter more than paperwork." That line stayed with me, so I took action. I contacted the HOA board, legit this time, and filed a formal grievance. But I didn't stop there. I created a video breakdown of the false report, the inspection, and my permit status. I posted it to the neighborhood Facebook group with one caption: "Snakes didn't escape, but the truth did." The post exploded. Parents commented with support. My daughter loved Trey's science show. He helped my son overcome his fear of snakes. Karen's just scared of anything. "She doesn't control." Then came the screenshots. Turns out Karen had messaged several other neighbors privately, encouraging them to file complaints against me using fear tactics and misinformation. But the kicker, she'd posted a photo of one of my snakes from my own backyard, taken over the fence without permission, captioned, "Should we wait until one of our pets is eaten?" She'd trespassed, surveilled, and misrepresented me. That was all I needed. I took it to a lawyer. With documented harassment, false reporting, and defamation, we had a case. And when she was served with a cease and desist and defamation notice, her smug smile finally cracked. She called an emergency HOA meeting. It didn't go how she planned. Dozens of neighbors showed up. Some brought their kids. A few wore t-shirts I made that said, "Let Trey teach with a snake," wrapped around a book. Karen tried to speak. She was booed off the mic. The HOA board voted to censure her, formally stripping her of any authority or committee she claimed to lead. They issued a public statement of support for me and all licensed wildlife educators in the county. Karen. She deleted her Facebook account, moved out 6 months later. As for me, I still have my snakes, still teach kids. And every time I uncoil Pretzel during a classroom visit, I tell the story about how fear tried to slither in, but got caught in its own trap. Because knowledge doesn't just defeat ignorance, it crushes it, coil by coil. The end.